What you was thinking when Tank did that when he took the knee? What you was thinking when he took the knee?
I can't speak on it.
Can't think on that?
Can't speak on it.
He did some bullshit though?
I can't speak on it.
You have no personal opinion, nothing?
No, you gotta calm down. Listen to me.
Hey, come on now. He's trying to get it. Come on now.
After leaked recordings surfaced of a conversation between TankDavis and his corner, the boxing world knew trouble was brewing. As if that wasn't enough, audio of GervontaDavis speaking with the referees also went public, causing a major uproar. This revelation became the key factor behind Lamont Roach's appeal.
Steve said fight out of the clinch. Yeah. That's what we were gonna do. He came in the back and was like, I'm gonna let you fight out, especially if one arm is loose or whatever the case may be.
Unfortunately, the new State Athletic Commission chose to downplay his efforts and dismiss the recordings, refusing to take them seriously. In the end, their response only sparked even more controversy within the boxing world.
Simple. So I was like, all right, the ref started counting. While I'm looking at him, I'm like, the ref started counting. But I see him get up and go to the corner.
The New York State Athletic Commission continues to review referee Steve Willis' handling of Lamont Roach Jr.'s knockdown of TankDavis on Saturday night. A compelling Pro-Box TV panel discussed the matter on Wednesday. Veteran boxing writer Dan Rafael stated, if they make the right call, Lamont Roach wins the fight. Through his Fight Freaks Unite Substack, Rafael emphasized that Willis' poor officiating cost Roach a championship and denied him the chance to hand America's top fighter his first loss. Many things went wrong that night, all working against Roach. Speaking on his podcast, legendary trainer Teddy Atlas shared his honest thoughts on the refereeing when asked about the controversial moment in round 9.
I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I am, but I'm ashamed of myself. I am so cynical. But this sport has made me cynical. I'm sorry. I don't see anyone's going to make...
He suggested that the referee's actions were questionable and even hinted at possible bias, noting that the same leniency wouldn't have been shown to Roach. We need better referees, more educated, well-trained officials, whatever you want to call them. I'm not going to say honesty was the issue because I don't know, but we definitely need referees who can make the right calls and stand by them, he stated. He further argued that the referee would never have allowed Roach the same leeway that TankDavis received. Why? Because Tank's a star.
It's going to reprimand this referee. What are they going to do? I mean, it happens too often. It's happened too often. I don't know. We need a national commission. That's the only thing I could think of, but we're not.
He continued, I think he set a record for the most fans ever at Barclays Center. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they hit a new attendance record, maybe even a gate record. That arena has hosted concerts, fights, and basketball games, but this event did big numbers. He's a star. He draws crowds, has a massive fan base, and delivers strong pay-per-view figures. I don't know the exact numbers for this one, but he's one of those fighters who consistently pulls in solid pay-per-view buys. That all comes with him.
Right now, but the last thing I want to say to put a bow on this one, Bud, we talked about the controversial part, but I want to...
When a referee allows a fighter to take a knee, something not in the rules, and doesn't score at 10-8 when it should have been, that's a problem. He got hit with a jab just before that. I'm not here to go after TankDavis. People say I defend him too much, and he is a great fighter, skilled, patient, defensively sharp, with fast hands and power. But in this case, he got away with it because the sport let him. The problem isn't the fighters, it's the people running the sport. This keeps happening and it needs to stop.
The great part, that was high-level boxing. That was two guys at the highest level showing their skills.
*** Teddy Atlas emphasized that a referee can't ignore the rules. Tank gets hit with a jab, then takes a knee a second later. That's a knockdown, simple as that. This isn't football. There are no fair catches. Rules exist for a reason. Even Terrence Crawford reacted, saying, I didn't know that was a rule. I guess I was sleeping when they passed that one. Atlas added, maybe he was out doing road work when that so-called rule was made, except it isn't a rule. This isn't the Indy 500. There's no pit row in boxing. Tank went down, and Roach had every right to go after him. Defend yourself at all times. That's the rule. ***.
Guy miss and you counter, and then all of a sudden you're in front of him. Boop! You're the invisible man. You're on the... That's sweet science too, yes. And it's easier to see. It grabs your attention. Oh, wow, look at that guy. He's on the outside.
Fighters hit opponents who turn or walk away all the time. The ref doesn't stop it unless the bell rings or he steps in. Roach had every right to do the same. He chose to be a sportsman, and I give him credit. But when Tank turned, Roach could have thrown a left hook or straight left. Maybe he could have dropped him. It wouldn't have looked great, but it would have been legal. The real issue was Tank and the referee. The ref let him take a knee, go to his corner, get his vision cleared, and then continue. If that had been scored a 10-8 round, as it should have been, Roach wouldn't have gotten a draw. He would have won the title, and plenty of people with plus 900 tickets would be celebrating right now.
Middle of the furnace with all the flames and everything going, and you don't get burnt up. You don't get torched. You don't get scorched. That is.
He summed it up by saying, he bullied the bully. It's like a schoolyard, where the bully runs things until one day, someone stands up to him. Suddenly, the bully isn't so aggressive anymore. My cousin had a saying that fits: when you rely on intimidation but the other guy doesn't back down and instead becomes the intimidator, everything flips. Not many people will point that out, but it's the truth.
Funny, when we was talking in like the 12th round, I think the 12th or 11th, we was talking shit, right? But he like, you ain't gonna win.
Roach, a former amateur rival of Davis, should be the headline after handing Tank, the minus 1,600 favorite, the first blemish of his career in their controversial draw at Barclays Center. The New York State Athletic Commission added to the controversy, citing a technical issue that prevented them from reviewing the replay in time. By refusing to call Davis a voluntary knee in round 9 a knockdown, they cost Roach a crucial 10-8 round and the win, along with the millions he could have earned as the defending champion in a rematch.
Why not? What you talking about? They like, they ain't gonna give it to you. I was like, oh, is that right? So, you know.
Regulators say New York Commission head Matthew Daglio faces a tough call after Willis started, then stopped, his 8 count of Davis. After taking shots from Roach, Davis took a knee, walked to his corner, and had his face wiped by his trainer. He later claimed a hair chemical stung his eye. Some argue Daglio should deduct a point and name Roach the WBA lightweight champion. Others say that's unfair to Davis, who might have fought more aggressively if he knew he'd been docked for a knockdown.
In round number 9, GervontaDavis takes a knee, landed a right hand, then 2 jabs afterward. What were you thinking when this happened? Were you surprised as everybody else? What was on your mind?
Man, I was surprised, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I thought it was a 10-8 counting. When I'm looking at him, I'm like, the rest started counting. But I see him get up and go to the corner. So now I'm just like, all right, now I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
Did you think he was stopping the fight?
He was stopping the fight, but then again, like, when I look at him in the corner, I'm like, what is going on? Like, I don't know. I don't know now. I just don't know what's going on. Besides the fact that it's sad to say, you know, that's how boxing works. I'm not like totally upset. I figured with a superstar, you won't get too much on paper. But shit, I damn sure thought I had it. Especially when they announced the score for him. I was like, oh, they gonna give me a decision win. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh shit, here it goes. But as soon as I heard that 114, I was just like, damn, alright, it's over with. So, yeah, man, it's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's okay. We gonna run it back. It's okay.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught.
The decision, or I think the draw was meant to be. So I like the draw.
Do you like the draw? Do you like the knee though? Was that a good call on the ref?
No, if you take the knee, man, when I